Skyline in Bensenville. My name is Frank DeSimone, Village President, and your host for this episode. Today we'll be discussing the Halloween COVID safety with our guest, Evan Summers, Village Manager. Evan, welcome to the show.
Hey, Mayor, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Many questions regarding Halloween trick-or-treating during Phase 4 of the COVID-19 pandemic. What has been the Village's approach to addressing Halloween activities?
Well, I got to hand it to you, Mayor. Back in August, you approached me and said, what's our plan for Halloween? And like most village managers, I said, oh, don't worry. The state will come out with guidance. And of course, the state didn't. So about last month in September, he said, hey, man, there's no guidance. Let's come up with our own. So we fully recognize that not all residents are going to feel comfortable with trick-or-treating going on. And that's okay. So we've taken a couple steps to address that. Residents in their water bill have all received a sign that says, if they want to, they can place a sign up that says, this house is not participating in trick-or-treating. We ask that anyone going out trick-or-treating respect those signs. If a house doesn't have their lights on, if the house doesn't have the door open, if the house has this sign up that says no trick-or-treating, respect your neighbors and be courteous and give them some distance. Likewise, we do think that there are ways that trick-or-treating can be done safer. We all know the rules. We've been in this pandemic for 7 months now. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and watch your distance. Those 3 things still apply in Halloween. So we think that if you can go out in maybe a smaller group, a trusted group, a family group, you're wearing a face covering, a proper face covering, and you're washing your hands or hand sanitizing throughout, we think this can be done pretty safely.
So getting back to that, we're working on this. Halloween is pretty big in our town. We have a lot of different light shows. We do a lot of different contests. So we really didn't want to get involved in policing, so to speak, Halloween. Am I right?
Right. And so I think that was probably one of the most enlightening conversations that you and I had is Halloween's not a village event. It's a cultural tradition. So we didn't want to stop Halloween, and I honestly don't think we would have the authority to stop Halloween. So we're offering this guidance out so people can respect their neighbors, first and foremost, but also if they want to participate in this cultural tradition, by all means, let's do it safely, and here are some ways to do it.
So how has the federal or even our state government offered guidelines for the Halloween activities?
Slowly for one, but they finally have come out with some guidelines. The CDC has issued some guidelines, and the Illinois Department of Public Health. We've made those guidelines available on the village website. If you go to the COVID-19 tab and then under Halloween, that guidance is all available. And I want to pat myself, staff, and you on the back that I think our guidance is probably better, definitely in line, but probably better, more helpful, more useful to residents.
All right, let's cut to the chase. Is it safe to trick or treat this year?
All right, I'm going to say it. I think there are safe ways to trick or treat this year. It's not going to look like other years. It shouldn't be hordes of kids running through neighborhoods. But it will be if it's smaller groups, if everyone's wearing a face covering, if you're putting a little bit of distance between you and who you're trick-or-treating with. Maybe we're not running up to doors this year to ring the doorbell. Maybe homeowners are using a table at the end of their driveway to pass out candy. That creates some more physical distance between you. That creates, we know that outdoors is always better than indoors, right? So if we can put that distance, if we can keep the group smaller, this can be done safely.
So what about the adult perspective? Is it safe to give out candy with a cluster of kids coming to your door?
Right, and I think it goes back to, I really want to try to avoid houses just having that choke point right at the front door where kids are ringing the same doorbell, touching that same doorbell. Let's open it up a little bit. Let's go out and put that folding table at the end of the driveway. Maybe individually wrap some candy up and place that out on the table so kids can grab their own candy. We're not making that hand-to-hand contact. There's a lot of creativity in America right now. So I saw some guys have used their front railing and put a PVC pipe on there, and they're sliding candy down right into the kids' trick-or-treating basket. So that's a great idea. Let's get creative with it. But again, let's stick to those things that we know can reduce the spread of the virus.
I was talking to my neighbors, and they're going to incorporate the trick-or-treat candy bags in their outdoor decorations. So they're going to have them coming out of the ground with like zombies and ghosts and stuff.
See,
so almost
perfect.
Like a scavenger hunt for your candy.
Perfect. And that's what I'm talking about. Creativity wins. And like you mentioned, Bensenville is a Halloween mecca. We take pride in Halloween. People go all out on Halloween. And the creativity is just oozing out of our residents and our households. So those types of ideas are how we're going to get through this.
So should the children go trick-or-treating with their friends? Should they go alone with just an adult? What do you think?
Yeah, and that's always going to be age specific. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I reached an age where I could go trick-or-treating on my own. I think this year is probably good to have at least one adult with every group going out trick or treating, just to kind of be that moderator to make sure that it's not getting out of hand. From the beginning, I've always said that we need to start putting trust back in people and institutions, and this is one of those times where let's start trusting the adults to keep an eye on their kids to make sure it's safe for everybody.
So how can people find out more about Halloween COVID safety?
Yeah, if you go to our website, everyone knows it by now, bensenville.il.us. We've got the COVID tab on top that's been there for several months. Click on that, and it's going to link to different resources and different ways to do this safely.
You have a few more minutes. We have to take a quick break.
Hey, you're my boss, man. I'm always here for you.
We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Staying connected is important, and at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening around town. Whether on your phone, desktop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website is your go-to community resource, so you'll stay connected at home, in the office, or on the go. Join us on social media. Visit the Bensenville homepage and click on the Facebook icon. This will take you to the Bensenville Facebook fan page. Once there, click the like button and add us to your newsfeed. To follow us on Twitter, visit the Bensenville homepage and click on the Twitter icon. This will take you to the Bensenville Twitter page. Once there, click the follow button and add us to your Twitter feed and receive regular community updates. For email and cell phone notifications, click on the Notify Me button. This will take you to the Notify Me dashboard. Add your email address and/or cell phone number at the top of the page. Then select which service you would like to receive updates from. Click on the envelope icon for email alerts and on the phone icon for phone alerts. You can choose one, the other, or both. Tune into our public access cable shows and board meetings. Choose a current program from the Multimedia tab down on the homepage. Bensenville Community Television is also web streamed 24 hours a day. To pay your Bensenville utility bill online, just click on the Online Payments button, then follow the instructions provided on our secure payment site. If you have any problems, concerns, or questions to tell the Village, please visit the Report a Concern Center. Through the YourGov application, you can explain your issue and track its progress from submission to completion. Issues submitted through YourGov are forwarded directly to the responsible department. Staying connected is important, and at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening around town. On your phone, desktop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website is your go-to community resource, so you'll stay connected wherever you are.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Bensenville. My name is Frank DeSimone, Village President and your host for this episode. Today we're discussing the Halloween COVID safety with our guest, Evan Summers, Village Manager. Welcome back, Evan.
Hey, Merrick, good to see you again.
So a lot of Halloween costumes have masks, but they would generally have an opening. I'm assuming this is not sufficient protection.
Yeah, the traditional Halloween mask where it's got nose holes and a mouth hole, well, those are the exact areas we need to be covering up with a face covering this year. So just simply wearing a store-bought plastic mask is not going to be sufficient for reducing the spread of COVID-19.
So is it safe to wear a costume mask over the protective cloth mask?
Yeah, and again, this is going to be where adults need to get involved and look at everything on a case-by-case basis. There are, these are the face coverings that we're wearing now. Put it on and see if you can still breathe safely. I don't want to create a situation where we're restricting breathing by any means. So maybe again, let's get back to creativity. Can we decorate those face coverings with non-toxic markers? Use some washable markers and decorate them to match the costume. That would be a creative solution for this. That would kind of bridge that gap.
Some of us have cool masks like this.
Yeah, well, you look like a ninja. That's awesome.
What activities should be avoided during Halloween?
Yeah, so unfortunately, I think, I loved going to haunted houses as a kid. That's probably not a situation that we want to have, going to those enclosed haunted houses. Just because it's putting too many people in an enclosed space, restricting airflow, creating an inherently unsafe environment. Other things like big house parties, street festivals, even hay rides can be dangerous because you're getting too many people close to each other. So we want to recommend against that. And I know it's tough. Those are things that we do in fall. Those are things that we want to do. And this year we're having to tap the brakes a little bit, kind of be nimble and move around this virus to keep our neighbors safe.
All right, again, one more time. What is our approach to addressing the trick or treating activities?
So our philosophy is trick or treating is going to look a little different this year, but we still believe it can be done safely.
Right.
We also recognize and fully support our neighbors that don't want to participate this year. So we've mailed out signs that say this house is not participating in trick or treating. We encourage people, if they don't want to participate, put that sign up, turn your lights off, and everyone else who is trick or treating, respect your neighbors. That's going to be key here. Everyone's got a different situation. Everyone's got a different approach to that, and that's important. Then, for how to do trick or treating safely, the 3 W's: wear a mask, watch your distance, wash your hands. Doing those 3 things, very simple. We've been doing them for a while now. That can keep everybody safe. We're encouraging people to get creative with how they're handing out candy. Get creative with putting a table out at their front driveway to reduce that chokehold at the front door. Those are all ways that we can make Halloween safer while still enjoying the holiday. This is one of my favorite holidays. I look forward to it every year. I want to see it go on, but I really want to make sure everyone's safe.
So is the village sponsoring any COVID-safe Halloween activities?
Absolutely. So when you came to me back in August, that was the one thing we came up with right away is let's step up our virtual presence so people can partake in Halloween in an absolutely safe way. So we're going to do a couple cool things this year. We're going to do a virtual pumpkin carving contest, as well as a virtual costume contest for younger kids. And then we're doing the Halloween home decorating contest, which we've been doing for several years. Some of the decorations that are already up are just mind-blowing. I mean, this year, more than even last year, the houses are going all out. So I'm really excited for that. And then to wrap up the whole Halloween season, we're doing a pumpkin smash in partnership with Scarce. This is kind of interesting. I didn't know this until it was brought to my attention by Scarce. Putting all those pumpkins into landfills that everyone has, that's actually not so great for the environment. It's a lot of organic matter, takes up space, releases. We need to reduce our waste. So we partner with Scarce and Republic Services, and we're going to do a pumpkin smash where you bring your pumpkin after Halloween, you can smash it, you can toss it, you can just mutilate that pumpkin into a dumpster, and then that dumpster will go to be composted. So it's a pretty good idea.
How can people find out more about Halloween COVID safety?
Yep. So again, our website is always going to be your first stop for information, bensenville.il.us. Click on the COVID-19 portal, and then on the Halloween tab, we're going to list all the information there. We'll be adding to it if any new information comes out. And that's the thing. Information is constantly changing. We're constantly monitoring this. So if we get more information, we want to get that out to residents.
Before we leave, I know we have a bunch of homes that go all out, like you said, and being cooped up for so many months, I'm sure a bunch more homes are going to participate. But I just ask that everybody, if you're going out to these homes, to keep a distance, enjoy what they have set up for us, and enjoy the shows that they put on. But try to keep some distance between everybody and keep safe and stay healthy. With that, I can't wait till Halloween. And with that, Evan, thank you for coming on our show. And everybody out there, thank you so much for joining us. And be sure to tune in next week for Spotlight on Bensenville.